Seeking happiness is the best way to get sad. I think that is true because seeking happiness gets you to seek immediate pleasure for the most part. Of course, maybe some people will do something different, but for the majority of people, seeking happiness means seeking immediate pleasure, and that's the best way to get yourself into an addiction, into some mental health issues. And I think the best way to actually become a happy person is to seek meaningful relationships and a meaningful job. And this is actually quite hard to find nowadays. I feel like we live in a society that everything is so hard mentally, not physically. It is not hard to like get food. That's not the point anymore. The point, for the most part, of course, some people still struggle with the basics, but for the most part, seeking seeking happiness and what I want to say is everything is hard mentally because we are weak, and seeking happiness is an idea that emerged in our lives, in your minds, that doesn't even I'm pretty sure it didn't cross the mind of people back in the day, because back in the day you had to seek food, seek shelter, seek everything else because you don't have the basics. Now that you have the basics, you have to seek something else because we are designed to seek something. And if we are not seeking something, we are basically meaningless. And the moment we turn ourselves into meaningless, we are empty, we are sad, we give space to depression to comes in and to come in. And I think, and I do believe in that idea because for the most part, like every time in my life that I wasn't happy, that I was feeling meaningless, it was basically that I had everything I wanted to have. I had shelter, I had food, I had job, I had money, I had everything. Like even having money is something that can be quite tricky because if you have money but you didn't go through some hardship to get that money, and you didn't how can I say, you didn't struggle to actually see the value of uh, that money can bring you a lot of sadness. And that was what was happening to me at the time, because I had a job and the economy was great, and my job gave me a lot of money. I could live, like I could drink every weekend, every day basically. I was living alone. I had a girlfriend, and every time, like every now and then, I was changing girlfriends. I was living the the life that every man wanted to have, and I was sad basically. And now my life's completely different. I don't seek feeling immediate pleasure. I just stumble upon it sometimes. What I seek is to acquire more knowledge and to produce more content. That's what I seek, to work more, to be more meaningful to society, to the people around me, to actually bring some value to the table, not to be not to seek something that I like, some mental representation of what should be a happy life. I don't care about it anymore. What I do care is to give is to find the truth in in the content, in the books that I read. And once I find this truth, I share that in videos. And this is not my main channel, by the way. I have another channel which is in Portuguese, which is actually my main channel. But in this channel, I think that I can be a little more playful about the things that I share. And and that's the point here. Like, it's not like It's not to be concise. It's not to orbitate around one idea per video. It's just to let my mind flow a little, to let my thoughts wander, and that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of this channel specifically. And I think the light blinked. I'm not sure. And yeah, that's the life I live now. I produce content, I give some classes of conversational English, I give some directions to people when they want to learn languages, and that's basically it. That's my life right now, and I feel really glad about it. Thank God I have this life. But every now and then I lose meaning again, because it's such an easy job. Even though it is meaningful, it has, like, I bring value to the world around me. People thank me for the difference that I make in their lives once they want to learn how to speak in a foreign language. And I come up with those ideas that I've learned through my lifetime and throughout my lifetime. And and they thank me. Oh, you cut it like, you had me a shortcut. I wouldn't get this far if it was in your classes. And I say, well, that's fine. That I really appreciate that. But that's the good part of the job. But the job itself is easy. I just have to read and think and give classes, which are easy things to do. Of course, reading is a little bit more difficult. Reading and expanding your mind's a little bit more difficult. But nowadays, I'm not reading as much as I used to. I still read every other day, but most of the time I am taking courses online. The way I take the courses is I just let the course roll while I play some game, because my mind's too distracted to just pay attention to the course. Of course, that would be the best case scenario, to have my undivided attention to the course, but that's not feasible anymore in my life, because I've struggled so much with addiction to social media that my attention is cracked. And that's fine. If I do two things at the same time, I can still get some value out of the course. And actually afterwards, the way I like to approach is that I give the transcript of the class to AI and make some questions about the topic, so I can exercise a little about the classes that I was having. And that's a really good way to to get your brain active a little, like to really seek the results. And even though you don't answer correctly, you get corrected by the AI. That's not the point. The point is to think about what's the right answer. And that's the process to what Andrew Huberman would call to offset offset forgetting. You distance yourself from forgetting the things. You just turn the memory into something active, something that you can actually pick up with your brain and brings to the table. And that's the main way that I am studying right now. And I seek that. I seek those moments where I can sit and study and play my games while I'm studying, even though it sounds crazy. That's how I do it. And it actually changed my life, bro. If it wasn't this way of studying, I would not be studying. So if that's the game, that's the game. Sometimes I play Minecraft, sometimes I play Kingdom Rush, sometimes I just exist while listening, like looking to the ceiling and thinking about life. And that's how life goes now. And I'm grateful that I can even go through this. Maybe someday I'll recover my attention. Maybe I should work in that direction. Maybe I should stop using social media. Maybe. But what I can do right now is the bare minimum, and that's what I'm doing. And I don't. Most people tell, like, you should ignore your desires, and I don't buy that. I live by my desires because I know that I have good desires. I have a desire to share good value to people. So that's a desire that I choose to follow. Of course, I'm not gonna follow a desire to go around and pick up like 30 women in one night. That's not the point. Like, that's not even a good desire. So I pick up the desires that are good and I seek them. Yeah, of course, I'm just rambling at this point. Bye bye.